This is a short video to have a discussion with you on why a reserve study right now is necessary, not before the start of a new year. As you know, a reserve study is a long-term financial plan for all the savings or reserves needed for your community or your business for the next 30 years. If you have physical assets such as buildings and roofs and streets, even playgrounds, pavilions, streetlights, in short, anything more than just basic landscaping, then frankly put, you need a reserve study. I like to tell people that, you wouldn't drive to the grocery store blindfolded, even if you did have a good idea how to get there. You wouldn't do that because life is full of potholes, speed bumps, and crazy drivers. Would you expect anything less, from the ongoing financials of your community? So this video is not to get into all of that. However, at the end of this video, there will be a link to another video with more details about who we are and how a reserve study process works. And I think it's going to be down in this corner here. So this video is about timing. Each year you wait to do a reserve study is one more year in which real-time issues compound, where maintenance is deferred and you're not likely saving enough. We see that every day where smart and responsible people should have contacted us years prior. Remember this. At best, the lack of a plan will lead to inconsistency. So if you're watching this video, then you're a board member or a property manager or perhaps an executive who has a particular interest and is probably dedicating a lot of time and effort and energy into adding value to your community or your business. Would you take such effort without the right plan? Would you contribute so much without being sure that your contribution has long-term value? No one loves wasting time unless you're my kids. So why do it now, whereas where I'm at, the snow is already flying? There's a lot of great reasons to do it now. Namely, it's right before the start of a new calendar year, along with which comes budgeting and planning, new ambitions. And as a leader, if you're watching this video, then you're obviously a leader committed to your community. If you're watching this, then I say start the year off right. Start the year off strong for your community or business. Goodness, don't plan to start off weak. Is that too candid? Am I being too candid here? Start strong and you'll finish strong. Isn't that what you want to contribute? Look, if this is at the start of your new year and you want to get a head start on it, then you have to choose the best tool on the market to shore up the finances of your community or business. Again, there will be additional links here to tell you more about us and why we think we're the best, with a plethora of services that we offer as part of a standard reserve study. But again, that's not the purpose of this video. Now, there's also a couple of things that we can accomplish in the dead of winter when the snow load is heavy throughout your community that we cannot do during the summer, interestingly enough. Namely, we see a lot of communities or buildings that have a lot of what we call heat and cooling slippage. That is most easily diagnosed when what should be a cold roof is showing signs of melting snow, and melting quickly for that matter. There's telltale signs on the roof that indicate roughly how much slippage might be occurring within your attic. So these are these issues cause long-term and sometimes major problems where snow and ice enter the building. And if the building does nothing else, it's to keep the elements out. Moreover, we have a lot of people come to us and talk to us during the summer and point out areas that are typically what they call ice skating rinks because there's not proper drainage, and they're worried about significant liabilities because of potential slip and falls. This ongoing ice management is a real problem. It's one thing to have a snowplow company push snow around to get it out of your parking lot or streets. It's a whole other problem when melted water freezes before it vacates your property. This is a concern that we can best vet out during the winter, when there is snow and ice on the ground, when we can see the flow and the problems forming. Finally, a lot of communities debate on whether or not to wait for the summer or do it during the winter. My counsel is always the same. Do it now. Whether it's during the winter, during the summer, or during your birthday, do it now. Don't wait, because experience has shown that each time you wait, some issue shows its ugly head. And even 6 months worth of financial planning could make the difference between flatlining your budget and having some in the coffers to maintain these contingencies that will occur. So I hope that makes sense. To help you out, here's what we're willing to do at this time of the year. If some of these other factors like roof or asphalt are less of a concern of yours right now, then we can put together a reserve study with a superficial site inspection if there's snow on the ground, and return in the spring for follow-up. We can still get all the measurements and counts that we need for your community right now, with or without the snow. This way, we will come back when the snow melts to complete a full site inspection with you and revise the study if necessary. In both cases, we will report back to you. We'll have a discussion, we'll look at the impacts, and understand long-term how this impacts your community. What we want to do is strengthen and empower your position as a board member or property manager or executive in your community or business, so that when you set the budgets and publish those budgets out to your constituents, that you're confident and your confidence in what you are publishing is as high as it gets. We want to end arguments and mitigate confusion entirely by providing you the tools necessary to do it. So give us a call right now. The number is at the bottom, or check out our website, also at the bottom. Let's talk through the needs of your particular community, but don't wait. Ask the questions now. Vet this out now. Let's prepare your needs now, and at the very least, have a free conversation. We're happy to consult with you and glad to talk through the details. It's what we do best. Dive into the details. We love what we do. We love helping you through this process. And we want to, spend the necessary time educating and ultimately help provide you all the significance you deserve in your efforts, along with the consistency that the reserve study can supply both to your planning and your expenses and your savings for the long term. So the future is not going to wait for you to get involved. You have to get involved with the future. We are North Star Reserves, and we are changing the economy one community and business at a time. We love it, and we love what we do, and we hope to talk to you soon.